Here, found a way to get up here after a tough game. Don, first of all, about the game, it looked like we saw two different football games there for a while. The first half was a tremendous defensive effort, and it seemed like somebody regrouped out there because that third quarter was just a little bit different. But let's talk about the first half a little bit, the things that you guys are doing right. We thought that last stance, before halftime was a big momentum booster for either team, whether they get the score or you guys hold them. And you guys held them, and it was just terrific first half.
Well, we thought they'd come out flat because they were looking by us because they're 5-1, we're 1-5. So they just didn't. We figured maybe we'd get the upset, come out, try to get some big plays, especially with it raining out, get some turnovers maybe, and you never know.
Yeah. Well, second half, of course, they've got we talked about the numerous, how balanced that they are. They like to throw, they like to run, they like to do a little bit of everything. It's got to be a little different preparing for a team like this than Livermore and Boothbay because they do so many things.
Yeah, it was a tough week to prepare this week. There's some people that couldn't practice a lot of the week. I didn't practice all week because of my sore hamstring from last week. So it was hard to get people in position. They get some big kids up front, young, but they're big. And they get body on people. Their backs block well for each other. Brooks is an excellent quarterback, throwing or running. And he's got some good receivers to throw to.
Let's talk about your week now. You're entering the two things actually. This was your last time on this football field as a player. Do you think about these things as the clock's winding down? That once you leave the field, this was your last football here at Joe Virginia Field.
Yeah, I think about those things, and especially before the game, and then after the game, like tomorrow, I'll really think about it.
Yeah. A little bit tough.
It's been fun, but never get to go back and play on that field again.
Right. Now, you're heading up to Traip in Kittery, your last game of the year. We were just talking about that. It's a team that's winless thus far, and they'll be facing you next week. I'm sure they're going to want to do the same things you guys do, go out with a win to end the season. But we were just talking about maybe this practice this week will be, what's it going to mean to you as a senior? This is your last probably high school football game maybe. The Lobster Bowl, I'm sure, is probably out there for you, too. Maybe we can talk about that a little bit next week. But as far as a member of the Old Orchard Beach Seagulls, emotionally, what do you think you're going to be going through as the week entails, like maybe heading towards your last practice with this group of kids?
I don't know. It's been a real fun ride for the 4 years that I've been here. I'm going to miss it when I'm done. Next week's our last week. I do not want to leave my senior year on a loss, but I heard they like to spread the ball out and run the ball, but hopefully we go out there and get a win for my last game of the ever.
Okay, well, we're going to be hoping the same thing. You guys go out, with that win, and I'm sure the team will be working real hard to get that for you and Scott and the rest of the team, that's going to be leaving. But again, we want to thank you for coming up here. I know it's not always easy, and you banged up a little bit, and you still made your way up here. We appreciate that. Thank you for the coaching staff, and we'll be looking for everybody next week. Traip Academy against Old Orchard Beach in Kittery, Maine. So again, for the final time, for Josh Lowell, Roger Painter, Sandy Poirier, reminding you the final score here from Joe Virginia Field was the Lisbon Greyhounds 32 and the Old Orchard Beach Seagulls 8. Thank you, everyone. Following is a CTV 30 sports presentation. Hello, everybody, from Kittery, Maine. The season finale Class C matchup between the Old Orchard Beach Seagulls visiting the Traip Academy Rangers. My name is Andy Poirier. Waiting in the wings is Roger Painter and Josh Lowell. We're here for the season finale with Coach's Corner. We have Kurt Creechin. First of all, Kurt, we always analyze the previous game. I think Roger and I were talking a little bit after the game. It seemed like we saw two different football games. That first half was a tremendous effort, 6-0. You held that team, one of the best teams in the state in Class C. And basically things seemed to start falling apart or whatever in the second half, but very good first half.
Well, yeah, you're right. We came out and we played an exceptional first half of football against a great football team. They happen to be the #1 team in the conference right now. It looks like they're probably going to be the #1 team to win the conference this year. So, we played a real good football game in the first half. Our kids gave everything they had. And when I say that, I mean that they really didn't have much left in the second half. We asked them to do, maximize their effort in the first half, and they did. They emptied it on the football field. So, we told them to keep their heads up because that was a great performance, and you can't be displeased with that type of football, this late in the season. It shows that our kids were still competitive and trying real hard. Even the second last game of the season with a record like this. So it's really a tribute to the kids. And unfortunately, we didn't, couldn't do it for 2 halves. But that's what this week is for.
Okay. Ironically, this happens to be, I think, the hunting season, first day of hunting in Maine, and ironically, you tease the 2 teams hunting for a victory in the worst way. You've got a chance to, I guess, finish off a sandwich where you won the first game of the year, and then you lost 6 in a row, and have a chance to win the end. And they're still looking for their first win. It's got to give them a little incentive here at home against you.
Well, you think with Traip is, they don't have a win this season, so. And then all the teams they've gone up with this year have really been overpowering for them, and so they're probably thinking at us as another team that they can beat, because we only have 1 win on the season, so they're probably looking at this as a pretty even game. But they haven't played the teams that we've played this year as tough as we have. So I think that we may be 1-6 at this moment, but we're really certainly not a 1-6 team. I mean, Traip has 15 or so, well, close to 20 players on their team, and things are down right now for them. So I don't equate the two programs whatsoever. But I do think that they're probably motivated for this game, because they think they can get a win. And like you said, we got to win the first game of the season, and we're looking to end the season with a victory. And I think we're more than capable of doing that. And I know our seniors are pretty hungry for a win, because often around here, you don't have too many 2-6 seasons. And unfortunately, this year was one of them. And it's the classic rebuilding year, but there's still a lot of hungry, motivated seniors on our team.
Coming into a game like this, where it's the last practice for the seniors, say the Friday before, and the season's kind of coming to an end now, is there anything you tell them differently maybe at a practice that ends this week rather than the previous week?
Sure. We told them yesterday, we go through skull practice on Fridays, and at the end of practice, we get them and we talk to them about the next day, and we told the seniors to take a look around, because this is the last time that they're ever going to play football for their hometown. And that's a solemn thought, because you don't really appreciate it at the time. But when this game's over today, I'm sure we'll see a couple misty-eyed kids. And and I told them I played one of my last games right on this field, and it's not a great feeling. And we tell them that, just like we tell them every game, to leave everything you have in you on the field. And our kids like Scott Darling, Don Dubois, John Gittinger, and those types of kids have been through a lot, and they've had some ups and they've had some downs, and they've been through a great season last year with a state championship, and they've also seen the other end of it. So that's an experience that a lot of kids don't get to experience, and you got to focus on the journey rather than focusing on the end result.
Before I let you go, also, I guess the coach and I differ a little bit on the way the Class C is going to end up this year. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask him maybe a prediction. We can compare a little bit. I'll start with him. I want to see what he picks first, and then I'll add to it. But who do you see as the final 2 and maybe the winner eventually in Class C?
Well, I think that Livermore Falls is playing some real good football right now. I do think that Booth Bay is obviously overpowering, and Booth Bay did beat Livermore, during the regular season. Notice how I didn't say Lisbon in there, Andy. But I really think, Livermore's been playing some great football right now. The thing with Booth Bay is I think that they're a little bit undisciplined, and that might catch up with them in the long run. And I know that Coach Hersom has some real disciplined kids. So I'm taking Livermore Falls. I think that the injury to Lucian Lessard from Lisbon really hurt them. I think we saw that last week. I don't think Lisbon's got enough this year. I really don't. But I'm thinking Livermore Falls, probably meeting Dover Foxcroft, who was there last year in the state championship, and with the nod going to Foxcroft.
Okay, well, I'll agree with the end result. I'll say Foxcroft wins it all again. I think they're better than they were last year. But I'm going to stick to Lisbon, because I said that previously. I know the Lessard kid's gone down, but anyways, just a fun thing to look forward to. I guess we can compare notes later on in the year. First of all, before I let you go, I want to thank you again for another year of coming out. I know it's not easy. Some of the facilities we go to doesn't really make it easy for us to meet, and Roger and I talked about this before, whether this was a state championship year or a year where it's kind of rebuilding. You've kept the same poise and demeanor out here, and you sent the kids over. We don't tie a rope onto these kids and pull them up to the booth at the end of each game. There's been some tough losses, some big losses, and it takes a lot of heart and a lot of dedication and a lot of class to be able to come up there. And these kids come up on their own. And we leave an open mic in the booth at the end of the games, and I think 99% of the time you'll see the kids, 100% of the time, you'll see the kids just come up and do an interview at the end. So first we want to thank you for that, making our jobs a little easier.
Well, we thank you guys too, and we know that you guys do your homework every week in preparation for the game, and we really like to, on behalf of the team and the school, extend a warm thanks to you and to Roger and to Josh, to everybody back at the studio. And it's interesting, some of the things that you said. No matter what the record is, we expect certain things from our kids, no matter if there's 0 wins or there's 1 win, or if it happens to be a state championship. And those things are, character and class and pride and work ethic. And, no matter what the record is, you can't compromise those things. And we like to think that, we try to instill those, every year through the whole season, and we wouldn't accept anything less. And hopefully, people have seen that this year. Just because we're 1-6 at this particular time doesn't mean that, those things go by the wayside. And that's really what I hope that we stand for, and I hope that we teach those types of things. And, our kids, hey, I can't say enough about our kids, because they're just quality kids. We have gone through practices this year, even late in the season, that I don't know if we're preparing for the state championship or preparing for Traip, because there is no difference. And, when you have that type of preparation and that type of motivation and enthusiasm at this point in the season, you'd really attribute to those guys. So, I take my hat off to them, and, we love them just even though they're 1-6, or doesn't matter what the record is. But, we got some great kids from this town to work with.
All right, well, good luck this afternoon. We'll hope the beach ends it on a winning note, and I think we're all set for the opening kickoff. So up to the booth for the voice of the Old Orchard Beach Seagulls, Roger Paintshaw.
My family's affiliation with Stockholm Benefit Savings Bank goes back at least 100 years. My grandmother made deposits at the bank, including one from me when I was born. Our family has done business with the bank for over 4 generations. Why? Because Stockholm Benefit Savings Bank is a very human place. One is not a mere account number, but a person treated with respect and appreciation.
Main Glass is the first place you should call when you're looking for expert auto glass and sunroof installations. Our trained professionals are NGA certified technicians, equipped with the latest tools to do the job right for you. Our customer service staff can handle your insurance claims, arrange a time convenient to your schedule, for local pickup and delivery of your vehicle if needed. And in most cases, we can do the work the same day that you call. At Main Glass, when we say we do it right for you, we mean it.
Ready to celebrate? Head to Party Castles, where you'll find delightful party supplies for every event. Party Castles has a great new store at 471 Elm Street, Biddeford, just a few doors from their former location. Party Castles has new extended hours because the staff at Party Castles knows any time can be party time. Remember, weddings are a specialty at Party Castles, with an incredible inventory of beautiful supplies and a variety of services to help you create the perfect wedding. Any important day will be more special after a visit to Party Castles.
Okay, Andy, thank you very much. We're just about ready to go. Last game of this season for both clubs. And we're actually not in a booth.
As you can tell.
Yeah, let's preface all of that by telling you folks we're standing on a roof under the booth, between one booth and another booth. You'd have to be here to understand. Anyway, it is getting a little windy. In fact, it's getting very windy. I'm sure you're going to be picking that up. We're picking it up on our mics. Yeah. I'm sure the folks at home will be hearing it as well. But that's okay. That's what it's all about. It's, what is this, November 1st? This is late in the season, and still it's a relatively warm day, everything considered, and we're going to be able to get this game done. Hopefully the skies will hold up and the rain won't come down too hard too soon. And we're off the kickoff. It's going to settle down to Don Dubois at about the 15, 16-yard line. Donnie looks to come up the middle and makes a nice return, getting it out to about the 37-yard line.
Yeah, Raj, Traip Academy Rangers coming in with an 0-7 record. They're in their full blue uniforms today with the white trim, and the Beach with their visiting white, blue trim, silver pants and helmet, coming at 1-6. Both these teams looking to win the final game of the season and go out on a winning note. So it should be a pretty even game. Should
be, and we got penalties on the very first play, so we'll see what that's all about.
We want to also remind people the wind that's blowing is actually to our back, blowing across the field towards the Orchard Beach sidelines, and we apologize, but you'll be picking the wind up an awful lot. Offside on Traip on the first play, so it's first down now in 5 for the Beach. Melanson, who's the quarterback, Roger, we're used to seeing 21. He is wearing number 10 today.
Okay, so that's Scott Melanson. Pardon me, a little emotional. No, not really. The pitch out is to Donnie. Don finds a little bit of a hole, not much. He'll be stopped for no gain, and we'll be looking at a second down.
Yeah, nice tackle that time by 45, Brian Scott, who plays fullback on offense, linebacker on defense, a good solid player. Picked up maybe a yard they gave him to be generous about it, I think. They'll call it second down and about 4.
The ball sits at the Seagull 43-yard line. Melanson calls signals. They come out of the wishbone offense that they've used for a number of years. That's Scott Darling bowling forward for the first down out to the 50-yard line.
Pickup of about 7 on the play and a first down for the Beach.
You know, when we got here earlier, we're looking at the Seagulls out in the field warming up and going through their pregame stuff, and we couldn't find guys like Darling and a couple of other seniors. Derek Blanchard wasn't there, and we asked around, found out that they were still back in town and back at the beach. They had SATs this morning, and they were going to try to get up here. Parents apparently were going to drive them up to get them here in time for game time, and they made it. They're out there in uniform and playing, but for a while there we were wondering, where are they? SATs this morning, and that was the answer to that. We lose a yard on the play and on the fumble, and we've got a second down and 11. Ball sits right at the 49-yard line of the Seagulls. Don Dubois tries to wedge his way through, but is stopped after a short gain.
Yeah, pickup of a couple of yards. Donnie was looking for a face mask that time, but didn't get the call. Pickup of about 2 on the play. It's going to bring up third and about 9, actually, from where the ball is marked. They need to get to the 40-yard line, and the ball sits on about the 49-yard line of Traip. So 10 minutes left in the first quarter. Regular season finale for both teams.
We'll see if they go to the air. They do not. That's Darling bullying his way down to the 45. And that'll set up a fourth down and long, and we'll see what Kurt decides to do in this situation. He's got a fourth and about 5 yards to go. Melanson gets his play and comes back out on the field. As we take a look at the defense of Traip Academy, now the Seagulls come up to the line. And apparently there's no punt in this fourth down situation. Cordwell goes in motion, and now we've got motion all over the place. And the flags fly. So they're going to mark 5 off against the Beach, Andy.
Yeah, Darling moved a little bit. I think he reacted to the Traip Academy linebacker moving up. But, of course, they can do that as long as they don't touch. This may change the play calling a little bit.
It may.
They may. It's 4th and 10 now, and they or 11, actually. 4th and 11, the ball just on their own 49-yard line. With 4th and long, you've got to figure maybe punt, but they don't show it right now.
They don't.
But we also know that Dubois has punted out of this formation before.
Yes. And that's what's going to happen. Donnie gets it away. They were waiting for that, though. They went back and looked for it. Darling misses a first hit, and now the return is stopped at about the 30-yard line. That was Ryan Martin, number 22, or was it 32? At any rate.
Yeah, 22, Ryan Martin.
So the ball is down at about the 31-yard line, and the Rangers are going to go on offense for the first time. And again, I apologize if we're having any audio problems because of the wind blowing across our microphones. We're picking a lot of that up.
Yeah, Martin is your quarterback, too, by the way, number 22.
And they go into a one-back set with 2 slot backs, and Martin is hit as he gives the handoff, and the ball carrier actually is number 45, Brian Scott, and he is stopped just about immediately for no gain, or maybe even a loss of a yard. So it will be second and about 11.
One of the top running backs for them, John Grant, 23, Rogers, not eligible for today. He's, I believe he's got an injury that is keeping him out of the lineup today.
Okay. Same set, and they're going to go to try to pass. Big rush. He gets it away, but short and incomplete. Big big rush coming up this time. Ryan Willett, number 20, made a hard run at the quarterback on a hard blitz, but quarterback just managed to get the ball away, incomplete, and we're looking at a third down and still about 11 yards, and we assume they're going to go to the air one more time. In the defensive backfield right now for the Beach, we want to point out Justin Cordwell is number 1. That's Brad Beals, number 15. And we'll get to some of the other boys. They become more apparent. Third down, they're going to try that pass again. Another big rush. Quarterback is leveled, and the ball is almost intercepted.
Yeah, Dubois and Cordwell, I think, bumped into each other.
They did.
For the interception, but a lot of pressure being put on by the Beach again. Forced that pass just a little bit short in coverage, so it's going to bring up 4th now and long.
Mike Sabrowski, number 82, does the punting, and Don Dubois for the Beach goes deep, standing at about his 40-yard line. And the punt is away. It's a good one. It's going to take a Traip bounce. Don now picks it up and is going to try to pick something back, but nothing there. Wrestled down at about the 15-yard line. So it ends up being an outstanding punt for Traip. And the Beach will be backed up very deep in their own territory to start another offensive series with just a little bit under 8 minutes left in this first quarter. Scoreless first quarter.
Yeah, both teams coming up short here in the first possession. Beach takes over in their second possession. Again, the Beach opening victory coupled with 6 losses.
That's Cordwell going the other way in a nice little comeback. And he'll pick up about 5. Little reverse deal there that they pulled, and it works nicely for a gain of, well, maybe closer to 6 maybe.
Right, about 6-yard pickup. Again, the clock didn't even move that time. Don't know if they're having a problem with the clock. Still sticks at 7:58 right now.
Good point.
Now it's moving.
Melanson, number 10, actually, calling signals. The handoff is inside. That's Darling pulling his way out to the 25. Close to the first down. What do we got, a fumble?
I think so, and it's Traip's ball by the looks of it.
Yes, indeed.
Beach offense looks pretty good, but they've already dropped the ball twice. They've recovered their own fumble the first time, and now they've given it up. So Traip looks to capitalize here on the 25-yard line of the Beach. Roger, I want to mention also for Traip, coming into the lineup 24, Amanda McNally.
Right.
And she is a wideout over here to this side.
And we're not kidding, folks. She is playing wide out. She's a wide receiver. First down. Traip with a big opportunity here early. Quarterback keeps the ball, faking the handoff, tries to find some room, and now he's hemmed in and dropped for a loss. Everybody caught up. The defensive backs came up. Cordwell being one, Beals another, Scott Darling in there, everybody.
Yeah, they're going to give about a 3-yard, maybe even 4-yard loss.
Right. Second down and 13, maybe 14 yards. Actually, the ball where it's spotted and the line markers on the other side don't quite add up.
Right.
The fellow with the line markers having a problem. I think he was out too late last night. Anyway, second down and about, we'll say 13. Passing situation, one would think. And, oh, he's hit again as he gets rid of the ball. This time coming up is Derek Blanchard. Man, oh man, they are creaming this quarterback. And, of course, the pass is incomplete. Third down.
Yeah, 3rd and 13. Tell you, when you get hit that much as he's been this often this early, you may want to think about throwing the football here again, or at least keeping a couple backs in to pick up some of the linebackers coming in.
Checking in, number 34, Sean Burton with the play from the bench for Traip Academy. And they split some people wide. Let's see what they decide to do here on a third down. Long count. Quarterback is hit, but he pitches out on a end around. It'll come up a little short of what it looked like. For a moment there, it looked like it was going to break for a big gainer. But a nice recovery on that by Kenny Burke, number 12, playing defensive back on the other side. He came up hard and stopped Mike Sabrowski who had the ball. So it'll set up a 4th down in about 9.
Well, good open field tackle that time by Burke. That's just
Sure
how
is.
you teach it in practice, and I'll tell you, if he doesn't make that tackle, it's probably 6 points for Traip right now.
You said it. Now they're splitting everybody. They've got 3 people wide on a 4th down passing situation. Quarterback dropping back and is hit, looks, throws, gets it away, completes it down to about the
That's going to be close.
15.
Close to a
Very
first down.
close. It all depends on the spot, but I think he's short. At least Don Dubois says he's short.
And Don's usually right.
Yeah. Referee Dubois says, it goes the other way. And I think the referee is going to agree.
Well, that was close to being a first down at the 15. Give the quarterback a lot of credit that time from getting away from the rush and finding that receiver.
Well, they missed it by about a foot, and the Beach takes over. First down at the 15-yard line. The handoff is inside. That's Burke with his first carry, and he works hard to pick up a good 8 yards on that run. Nice work by Ken Burke, number 12.
Yeah, probably close to a 9-yard pickup. We're going to get made by Kenny Burke, who made that touchdown-saving tackle earlier on. Again, we want to apologize for this stiff breeze that's blowing. I know I can hear it in my headset.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Second down, Dubois looking for the first down, may have it as he gets the ball just over the line. That should be enough.
Yeah, that will be enough.
And it is.
5:26 left to go in the opening quarter from Memorial Field here in Kittery, Maine. It's the Traip Academy Rangers no score and the Orchard Beach Seagulls no score. Raj, you know, a lot of times we talk about the traveling that we have to do, you know,
Yeah.
from the beach going up to Livermore, Madison. Imagine what this team's got to do. Traip Academy.
Yeah, exactly.
Add another 35, 40 miles to where we're going.
That's right. Passes to Beals in the flat, and he's got some room down there, still running. It'll be over the 40-yard line for another big first down. Pick up about 15, 16 yards. Nice pass, completion to Beals, and that gets it out to, we'll call it the 42. So a nice gain on that play.
Good percentage pass to the cornerback and laid off on the receiver. Nice
Right.
quick outlet pass and opened up all kinds of running room for Beals that time.
Out of an eye, and we're going to get flags. Some kind of procedure call, I would imagine. Probably against the Beach.
Yeah, defensively, I think you're going to see the corners start
No.
moving up on the
No.
receivers.
We got an offside call against the Traip on
Wow.
that one. They lined up offside, I would guess, so it'll set up a 1st and 5, and that's a free play in effect. So they'll be look for something interesting here on a first down at the 46-yard line. First and actually they were.
Yeah, I think they gave about 4 yards.
They did. So
4 or
it's
5.
First and 6. This is week after week.
Oh, yeah.
All right, pitch out, Burke, and he's going to get hit. Gets away. And hard work by Kenny Burke. He was looking to be dropped for about a 5-yard loss. Got it, most of it back.
Yeah, the blocking broke down in the backfield, and then Burke had really no place to go.
There's still a loss, so we'll call it 2nd and about 7.
Yeah, 2nd and 7. Lost about 2 on the play. We're about 4.5 minutes to go. We figured this would be a pretty close game, and thus far it's lived right up to that.
And the wind continues to whip around up here, and getting a little nasty. Pass complete. Dubois stopped, however. Nice tackle. Coming up with the tackle is the guy that plays quarterback, Ryan Martin, number 22. 3rd and about 6 again. So we're back where we started. But we'll see what they decide here on a 3rd down. They've been throwing the ball quite a bit this afternoon.
Well, they're going with the high percentage stuff. The stuff right on the line of scrimmage. The backs are playing deep for Traip.
They go right up the middle with Kenny Burke getting the first down and more, and a nice call. They set up in a 1 slot back situation with Burke, the only deep back, and Burke gets the handoff Everybody's looking for something flashy or maybe a pass play because they
Right.
flooded one side of the line with folks, but Burke gets it and picks up the first down. A nice run.
Yeah, with 3:36 left in the opening quarter in a scoreless game, Traip Academy sees their defense. They want to make some adjustments, so they call timeout.
Well, it's a good time for us to take a timeout as well. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
Every journey requires someone who knows the signals, someone who can guide you through difficult times. Your financial future should be guided by someone with integrity, knowledge, and strength. World Marketing Alliance, WMA, has the solution. It's an independent marketing company that chooses the most powerful financial products from the world's most respected companies and provides them direct to you.
To get your financial plan on track, call me, John Stewart, at 283-0843.
Okay, we're ready to go roll here with a 1st and 10 for the Seagulls. And they're at the Traip 46-yard line as Melanson pitches back to Dubois, who hits some folks very hard. There's a flag that comes down after the play.
Some kind of either a personal foul, maybe?
Face mask.
Yeah, face mask.
That'll be a big one, Andy, because they're going to walk off 15 right from that spot, unless the referee walks off 14 or 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Very good. Very, very good.
The trick is, if you're on defense, you walk slower, so when the official catches up, the steps get shorter.
You're right, you know. It's exactly right.
That's how it works.
Yeah, sure. Well, the ball is all the way down to the 27-yard line. First down. Melanson looking to throw.
Oh, he's got Beals open.
He's got Beals. He's got a touchdown.
What a pass, Raji. Beals got behind the coverage, found them, and it's pay dirt, 27 yards. Melanson, a very well-thrown ball, too, to Beals.
And he had Darling down there as well, but Beals was definitely open, perfectly thrown ball. Melanson to Beals, and the first 6 on the board for Old Orchard Beach. And they usually go for 2, but not this time.
Yeah, we saw Beals warming up prior to the game, kicking him.
We're told that this is the first kick all year for Beals. Well, the flag went down, so let's see what the story is. Offside against Traip again. So they'll set it about 1.5 yards closer. So now we're from the 1.5 yard line, but they're still going to try to kick.
But you know, with maybe Brad coming back next year, you know, they may want to try to work on some extra points. I don't think they've kicked many all year, if any.
No. Kick is up, and it looks good. It is good.
Well, it's Brad Beal 7 and Traip Academy nothing right now.
That is correct. So, with 3:20 left in the first quarter, the score, Old Orchard Beach 7 and Traip Academy nothing on what I assume is still the Village Inn scoreboard.
Need that cup of coffee for the way to work in the morning? It's Green Mountain Coffee, or maybe a freshly baked muffin, or that snack for the kids' school lunch. Need to gas up before heading out for the day? Or maybe you want to know what's going on? Or how about a victory cigar? On the way home from work, you need that carton of milk, or want something for a quick supper, or diapers for the baby? If you need to quench your thirst, there's plenty of cold beverages. Or how about some Ben and Jerry's ice cream? How about coastal convenience for whatever you may need?
Beach's most popular places for breakfast and lunch is the Breakfast Club Restaurant, 64 Saco Avenue, Old Orchard Beach. Currently under new management. Stop by and check out the menu. Good down-home cooking with huge portions like the double-decker sandwiches or any of the other menu items. Also to fit everyone's needs is the Dieter's Corner. For the preferred customer, pick up the preferred customer card. Buy 4 meals at regular price and receive a 5th meal for half price. So stop on by the Breakfast Club Restaurant today and see what you've been missing.
Scott Darling does all the kicking, basically, for the Beach, and there it is. And this is going to be an offside kick.
Oh, that might be.
Bounces high and out of bounds. That one could have been picked off.
Yeah. That's actually a very nice play call, too. Nobody's expecting that at this time of the game, Rod. You just score, you know.
Yep.
You figure Darling's going to kick the ball deep. And one more, I tell you, if that ball doesn't bounce, it takes one less bounce, the Beach comes up with that. There was nobody on that side.
Well, that's just the way you practice it, because it takes that one special bounce that should come up and come down to the hands of your team.
Right.
It did, but just a little deep.
Well, Traip takes over.
Yep, they're at their own 41.
What? Oh, yeah, the ball went out there. I was going to say, I thought they marked it at the 40 or something, but...
It went out at the 41. So it's first down, and Grant... sorry, it's not Grant, is it? It's Martin. Ryan Martin. He's the quarterback, number 22. Calling signals, long count again. He keeps the ball. No, there's a handoff inside. Fooled me. That was a nice come around. Once again, they like to do this, passing off to this end. Mike Sobrowski, who comes around and picks up a couple of yards.
Yeah, picked up about 6 or 7, actually.
Yeah.
Give him about 6 on the play.
Okay.
Second down at about 3 or 4. Traip Academy, again, trailing this thing 7-0. We're under 3 minutes in the first quarter. They had a break earlier on, and they couldn't capitalize deep in the Orchard Beach end of the field.
Yeah, they got down to the 25 on a fumble recovery, but that was the end of that. Oh, look at this. Look at this. This is Darling busting up along with Evan Hinkle, number 54, busting through for a nice loss on the play. If you're the defense, it's a nice loss. And it'll be a third down in about 6. So good defensive work by the Beach. They're really blitzing the quarterback hard here this afternoon.
Sean Burton was the runner, by the way.
Okay.
Third and long, third and at least 6, a long 6.
Now they're going to try to throw, looking to come down on our end of the field. Intercepted, no, broken up. DuBois there, Donnie, and battling Sean Burton, number 34, and the ball just pops out. So it'll be a 4th down.
Well, that play was in doubt till those guys actually hit the ground. They were battling for the ball. Burton had just got behind DuBois a little bit, but DuBois made a good, good retrieving of it to wrestle him down for the football and force this punt formation for Traip.
So they'll be punting out of here with DuBois going back. He's standing around his own 25. Whoa, almost blocked, but they get it away. DuBois picks it up at his own 32 on the fly, stays on his feet, outruns a couple of boys, and is dragged out of bounds at about his own 47. Nice return by DuBois as he gets about 15 yards on the return. And that's always nice on a punt return. You get good positive yardage. So the Beach goes back on offense.
With a minute 48 left in quarter number 1.
Yep.
Good field position for the Beach. They've definitely shown signs they can move the football against this team. At one point, they were their own worst enemy, fumbling the ball in their own end.
Second back through, but a big hole is Cordwell still on his feet. And Justin down to the Traip 37 or 8 yard line. Nice run.
Yeah, 16-yard pickup that time for Cordwell. Boy, look at that hole that opened up on the right side of that line.
Yeah, they just went with a modified I formation that time with Burke the lead back and Cordwell the deep back. Cordwell gets the handoff and picks up the big yardage. Now they're back to the wishbone. Melanson calling signals. The handoff. DuBois comes this way, finds a nice hole. Donnie's on his way. Avoids one, another one, and taken down from behind, but he gets
at the flag.
Down to the 5. Flag falls back upfield at about the 28-yard line.
It's a 32-yard pickup, but we're going to wait to see what the flag is there.
Right.
It's going to be on the beach.
Yeah, it's going to be on the beach.
We want to talk to any Traip players right now. Referees want to sort this out as they're...
Referee waves away the Beach player, the Traip player. You're right. He says, go away, kid. You bother me.
Oh, it's on Traip.
Don DuBois, quarterback Don. Referee Don. Yeah, it is against Traip.
It's a 32-yard pickup for DuBois.
It's a hit in the head so some kind of personal foul. They're going to walk it off after the end of the run, which is down at about the 5. So they bring it down to about the 2.5-yard line, and it's a first and goal.
Yeah, first and goal. Again, the Beach knocking on the door. Able trying to go up by 2 touchdowns here in the first quarter.
Cordwell following Burke's block.
He'll be able to walk in.
And he does. A flag down, Andy.
Yeah, flag down in the backfield this time. This one may be coming back, though. That's too bad.
Yeah. Yes, it's coming back. It's against the Beach, so they'll walk that off.
Well, it could be the reason he could have been walking in. Must have been a hold.
Yeah, I would guess. It is a hold, and they're going to walk it out to the 10 from the point of the foul, which was about the 5s. Make that the 15. Check that.
Yeah.
So it'll be a first and goal from the 15-yard line. So that certainly changes things dramatically. May force the Beach into a throwing situation before they're done here. Let's see what happens. Dubois looks to go up through the middle. We'll get about 4 or 5. The wind is going to blow us out of here if this keeps up. It's really getting tough up here. Donnie will get down to about the 11, so we'll call it second down and goal from the 11-yard line.
Yeah, pickup of about 4. Again, they need to go in here, so the Beach will have 3 more downs to put something in.
Yep.
So if you're Traip, you kind of like it because they have to score.
Pitch out to Cordwell. Drops the ball. I think Justin recovered it. He did, but there's basically no gain. In fact, there may be a loss of a yard or 2. So now we've got a third down and goal from about the 12, I guess.
Yeah, the Beach now 3 fumbles, Raj, in the first quarter. They've lost 1. They've been able to come back with 2, and the big penalty that just kept them out of the end zone. Basically they could be up by a lot more here.
Don Dubois is split wide, and he goes in motion. And they're going to walk off another 5. And that'll be on Don moving too soon, missing the count.
And remember, all this started here with first and goal at about the 2.5.
This is true. And the ball will come back out to the 17-yard line. So we've got a third and goal, and they're backing up.
Yeah, and they won't even get another play off for the first quarter.
Clock is ticking down with 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, boys and girls, we've played 1 quarter here at Kittery at Traip Academy, and our score after 1, Old Orchard Beach 7, the Traip Academy Rangers, Zipperoonie. Andy and I and Josh are standing next to me. We'll be back.
How can the Village Inn get any better? By being the only brew pub in Old Orchard Beach serving delicious white-tail brews. By hosting a blowout Monday night football party with great food like their all-you-can-eat pasta buffet with authentic Italian dishes prepared by the experts. By having the bountiful breakfast buffet every Saturday and Sunday morning from 8 till 11. And believe it or not, there's more. Find out for yourself at the Village Inn, Saco Avenue, Old Orchard Beach. Not everything at the beach is closed. Priscilla Pickard invites you to visit her wonderland of crafts and gifts at Sills Gifts and Crafts, 8 Ocean Park Road, Old Orchard Beach. For that unique gift for that hard-to-please person that's sure to bring a smile to all ages. Balloons for all occasions, cabin candlery candles, Christmas ornaments, beanie boppers, porcelain dolls, and of course, there's more at Sills Gifts and Crafts, 8 Ocean Park Road, Old Orchard Beach.
Well, we're ready for the start of the second quarter. Andy, I think Traip has only dressed 16 boys and girls.
Yeah, and girls.
For today's game. So, not too many people out there. Third down pass is coming.
Oh, what a play.
Boys for the touchdown.
He actually gave the defender a little shove there. And I might have gotten away with something. That was a good play, though. He got behind the receiver and 6 more points.
Don figures he's been pushed around a few times.
Sure.
So,
Hey, get away with it.
Yeah. A little getting even here. A little payback. It's 13-0 on a great pass from Melanson to Dubois in the corner for the 6. They're going to go for 2 now. The pitch out to Dubois. He's looking to throw. He has the option. Throws it. Completes it. Good for the 2. to Scott Darling. Nice play. Du Bois had the option to run or throw, waited to see if Scott Darling could come loose. Darling did, made the pass completion, and with 11:56, only 4 seconds into the second quarter, our score, Old Orchard Beach 15 and Traip Academy 0. And we'll be back. Okay, ready to get this kickoff from the beach as Darling gets his foot into it. Ball is fielded nicely on the fly, and then there's a whole pile-up of people down at the 30-yard line.
Again, the weather calls for torrential rains later with high winds, and we've seen the high winds, and I think we get some sprinkles now. And we just started the second quarter. Hey, one of the highlights too, Raj, thus far, Melanson 4 for 4 for 62 yards. It's got to give him some confidence.
Yeah,
throwing the football.
Sure.
He's throwing the ball well too.
Yeah.
These aren't just things where these guys are wide open. He's throwing the ball well.
We have a first down at the 31. The handoff is to the number 45, the running back who's just blitzed. John Gittinger getting onto him first, number 61, and then his friends piled on. Nice play defensively, and a loss of about 3 or 4.
Yeah. Second down at about 14. Need to get to the 41-yard line for a first down. The ball's about somewhere around the 27-yard line.
That was fullback Brian Scott. He's had a hard day today. Things have not gone well for Brian. Checking into the lineup for the Beach, number 52 is Mike Smith on defense, normally the Beach center. Second down. Gonna try to throw. Look at that rush. Oh, man.
Boy, there's just nothing. They can't pick up the blitzers.
Lavarier's in there. Jamie Gittinger is in there. Another boy came in from the other side. Nothing there. Big loss. They've been blitzing that quarterback all afternoon. Ball back to the 20-yard line, let's call it. Third down and about 21.
Yeah, another loss of about 7 on the play. And the Beach, every time they're actually showing blitz too. Everybody's just standing at the line, but there's just nobody there to pick them up. It's just a case where the quarterback's got to be figuring, he's going to get less than 3 seconds to do what he wants to do with the football.
Amanda McNally checking into the lineup, number 24. She's split wide out of your vision at the moment, but the ball is inside, and there's nothing there again.
Actually, I think it's fumbled, Rod, from the snap.
Okay.
Loss of a couple more yards.
Yeah, and a fourth down. So, with a fourth down, we're going to look for another punt. Sabrowski does the punting, number 82. Don Dubois coming back upfield to up around his own 50-yard line. And there's a good boot. Donnie looks for it, picks it up around his own 47, starts coming upfield, finds a little hole, and slips and slides, but picks up a nice bunch of yards there on the return, getting down to the Traip 37-yard line. Very nice.
Yeah, Dubois, a lot of kids might have taken that ball, and the way the Traip defense was coming at him would have ran out of bounds with it, but he just had it right upfield and had different ideas, and that's how Don Dubois plays the football game.
Yeah, and we've seen him after the football games when he comes up for a couple of interviews. He can barely walk. He gets so beat up, but the next Saturday he's out there doing it again. That looks like Kenny Burke. And it is picking up a good chunk down to about the 30. Nice gain of 7. Second and 3 Burke has run hard this afternoon as well.
Yeah, 4 carries for 20 yards for Kenny Burke, 5 yards a carry. Actually, this Beach offense is showing that they've been basically their own worst enemy, you know, if anything this afternoon, with a couple long penalties and the fumble that they lost earlier on deep in their own end. Otherwise than that, they've shown pretty much they can do what they want since that opening drive. And Dubois is a quarterback, by the way.
Yeah, he's got the option on this play. He hangs on to it and busts loose, grabbed from behind, but Don gets a nice gain. Hard running by Dubois inside the 20-yard line. So the 18 will call it, and another big first down.
Well, Don's a senior, you know, and if he's going to go out, he's going to go down scratching and clawing. He wants this win awful bad. I'm sure the whole team does, but being a senior, you know how intense he can be.
Blanchard is split wide out of the vision, your vision. The pitch out is to Ryan Willett, number 20. He tries to go wide, avoids a tackle, is going to get the first down.
Nice stand-up block, too, by Cordwell.
Or very close to it, and maybe
yeah.
Short.
Nice block rush by Cordwell to hold off a couple defenders, but after that, it was all Ryan Willett.
Well, I gave Ryan more than he gained, but that's okay. I was rooting for him.
Well, it's a 7-yard pickup.
It is. And the ball is down at the 11-yard line, so the Beach is driving hard here.
Yeah, and that's the 5th back to carry the football for the Beach this afternoon.
Flag down as the ball carrier stopped short, but we'll see what the penalty is.
That's against the Beach, yeah. Just, the clock stopped with 8:20 left in the second quarter. You're now discussing it with the Traip captains, but I have a feeling it'll be a big one because the Beach is already backing up quite a bit. If you just joined us, 15-0. Old Orchard Beach leading Traip Academy. They scored once in the first and once in the first play of the second quarter. Both on passes, by the way.
That was a 5-yarder that they decided to accept, so it brings the ball back to the 16 and sets up a second down and about 8. And that was, I think, the question. They could have gone third down because there was no gain on the play, but nevertheless, Dubois is going to throw.
Oh, he's got him wide open.
He's looking for Burke.
What a great catch.
Yes, Kenny Burke makes the catch at about the 1-yard line, falling down, coming back for the ball. Dubois threw it a little off balance, and Kenny had to adjust, come back, and makes a great catch. And, of course, it's down at about the maybe 1.5-yard line.
Yeah, the way he adjusted, Raj, to that pass.
He did, didn't he?
Had a defender also coming towards him. Just a great catch. First down and goal at about the 1 or 2-yard line. I think they spotted around the 2.
That's Kenny Burke in for the touchdown. Well, they rewarded Kenny for the great catch, gave him the ball on first down, and Kenny is in for the 6.
Well, this might be it's still early in the game, 7:49 to go till halftime, but I thought this score here might be the backbreaker already.
You could very well be right. 21-0, and it's going to be awfully tough for this Traip team. The way the Beach is playing defense this afternoon, for this Traip team to come back. The kick is up for the attempted extra point, and it is good. They'll give Brad another point, and give the Beach another point, and with 7:49 left in the second quarter, our score from Kittery, Old Orchard Beach 22, and Traip Academy nothing. Andy and I will be back.
Sometimes you just want to do the same old thing. When you need photocopies at reasonable rates, you want to visit Copy It again. Multiple copies, collated, stapled, or bound are no problem for Copy It's high-speed copier. Don't go anywhere else for copies up to 36 inches wide or for blueprints. But when you want some color in your life, go to Copy It. Copy It's full-color copier reproduces photos and artwork like you wouldn't believe and gives pizzazz to business documents. Whether you want the old or the new, go to Copy It for all your copy needs.
Tradition and Maine go hand in hand, and one tradition the locals enjoy is visiting Wormwood by the Breakwater, Camp Ellis. Wormwood's has been a family affair for more than 50 years, serving up the finest in fresh seafood, certified Angus beef, as well as chicken and pasta dishes. Wormwood's enjoys making you feel at home with hearty meals, lighter portions for small appetites, and gladly accommodate those with special special dietary needs. Visit Wormwoods. Become a part of the tradition.
And the kick has to be picked up at that point where the boy that actually hit him in the foot, he gains maybe a yard from that spot. So Traip Academy goes on offense at about their own 32, trailing 22 to zip.
Yeah. You know, both teams, Raj, have similar records. The Beach at 1-6 and Traip at 0-7. But you know, quality of what they're playing against the opponents. You know, the Beach has played their opponents much tougher this season. They've held some of the top teams, you know, in the first half.
That's true.
Lost to Jay 6-0.
Yep.
You know, had Lisbon 6-0 at halftime.
Yep.
You know, you can tell the difference.
There's the pitch out on the option, and no man, quarterback says, "You take it. I'm getting sick of getting."
Oh yeah. They're gonna call a flag. Yeah. I guess they felt John Gettinger just decided to show up to the party a little late.
Yeah. Well, John or somebody on there is going to get hit for a face mask, and they're going to walk off 15, and that'll probably give them the first down. Although you never know with the way they walk these off.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep, that's enough. 1 yard, what they needed.
It's a 16-yard penalty.
Yeah, okay.
It's new in the rule book this year. Offside is 6 yards now, and they're going to the metric system now.
The metric system?
in the rule book.
I haven't thought of that. That's good.
Actually, you get the 6'5" referee to walk them off. That way you get an extra couple yards on the 5-yarders.
Well, anyway, it's a first down for Traip at their own 44. And here comes the rush. And here comes the rush. Oh, man!
No, he got it off.
Down when he caught the ball. We assume that it is a catch, but he was...
Well, they're going to rule incomplete now.
Jeez. He had 3 people on him when he turned around, and there they were. John Gettinger, Evan Hinkle, and the ever-present Scott Darling. So it's second and, well, I guess they decided it was an incomplete pass.
Yeah, that's what they decided. Must have hit the ground before the player caught it. But I tell you, he did a tremendous job just finding somebody to even throw in that direction to, because otherwise than that, it's at least a 10, 12-yard loss.
Well, we got a second and 10. And the Beach is just sniffing out these pass plays and just blitzing on every pass possibility. They're getting ready to come again, and here they come. Oh, man.
Yep.
Look at that. John Gettinger, Blanchard, Hinkle again, Darling again.
Loss of 5.
Yep. Third down now and 15. And this defense is just teeing off. The offensive line is doing very little to help their quarterback today. They are just being mauled up front.
Yeah, third down and 15, as you mentioned. As we're looking at the time, we're down to 6 minutes and 20 seconds left till halftime. Again, if you just joined us, the Beach 22 and the Traip Academy Rangers, no score. Traip is mixed up on this play. They might want to call a timeout, and they do. Different formation. Clock stops now with 6:15 left till halftime.
You know, you look at some of those kids down on the field for the Beach. Jamie Gettinger will be back next year, along with Mark Lavaria and Evan Hinkle, Mike Smith. Just looking at some of those defensive linemen. All those kids are going to return. I know Tommy Veer was injured last week, but he should be back next year as well. He's on the sideline, in fact, so a lot of these numbers, we're going to be calling them again, and this is going to be a tough defensive line when they come back just a little bigger and a little stronger next season.
Yeah, and of course, you know, the variety of backs we've seen in that backfield: Cordwell, Burke, Willett, Stevens, Melanson. These kids are all coming back.
Yep.
You know, they've had a lot of experience this year being out there. They've seen what it's like to, you know, they've tasted states, and they, like Kurt said, they've tasted a 2-6 season. And next year, maybe in the off season, they'll work a little harder in the weight room.
Yeah, they've been kicked around a little bit. They know how that feels. They also know how it feels to come in like this and they know what it takes to win one. Quarterback is knocked down and helped up by John Gittinger, right? Just a classy act. He looked at the boy, realized that he was hurting a little bit, and John just bent over and helped him up. 4th down and about 15, and we're going to be punting out of here. Dubois back deep.
That's going to go over his head.
Yeah, a nice hit. Picks it up at about his own 20-yard line. Now he comes back upfield and gets a pretty good return all in all, back to about the 37. And the Beach goes back on offense with a 22-point lead this afternoon.
Yeah, still plenty of time left to go till halftime, just under a second under 6 minutes, 5:59 left. As we're talking, Raj, the Class A has started their playoff system as we speak this afternoon.
Yes, indeed. Some great games being played today, and more to come. There's the pass in the flat to Dubois, who looks for his block. Gets it.
Big block by
and
Gittinger.
follows getting his block for another 5-6 yards beyond that. That gets him the first down.
But that may be coming back.
Yep, flag falls at the 40. We've had a lot of flags, haven't we, Andy?
We have. A lot of holding penalties today.
Yeah, and it's going against the Beach. They're going to walk it back. It's a shame because that was a nice play. Good game by Don, as he just set up his blockers and worked behind them.
Yeah, he had John Gittinger and Beals out here waiting for him just to block and set up kind of a wall. As you mentioned, something happened in the middle of the field when all that was going on.
So they walk off an 11-yard penalty. He did. He walked off 11 yards. He made 10 steps, but it added up to 11 yards. So it's first.
Different shoe size.
First and a lot. Dubois coming around the other side, dragged down, picks up just a couple of yards on the play. Donnie will get it out to about the 32 or 3. And it'll be a second down and 15, maybe 14.
Beach, though, is mixing it up real well this afternoon, Raj. You seem to be passing at the right time. They're doing everything there is right. Like I said, they take away the fumble and the long penalties there. This game could be 30-0 right now.
Yeah, and Melanson is getting, as you said earlier, an awful lot of good experience here this afternoon. Real confidence builder for that young man. Handoff inside to his deep back, who will get another 2 or 3. Like Kenny Burke, working out of his fullback position. So we've got a third and, let's call it 11, just over the 35-yard line.
That 3rd and 11, you'd think maybe passing down here. You know, and this, you look at the weather here, and what we feel up here is the wind. Not the easiest day to pass.
No, I wouldn't think so. Good grief. Nothing there. Dubois bowls his way forward for a couple more, but it'll set up a 4th and long. Nothing there for Donnie on that play.
Yeah, I'll bring up a 4th down in about 9. 8 or 9.
Yeah, they moved the marker now, and it's about right, 4th and 9. So, Scott Darling will drop back to punt as the wind just suddenly stopped here. Isn't that nice? It'll be back, I'm sure. Darling ready to get rid of it, and he does. Scott has punted brilliantly all season long, and that's another good example. And we've got flags flying all over the place, down around the 37 or 8-yard line. And we'll see what that's all about. Could be against Traip, we assume. Another holding, perhaps.
Yeah, probably at this time on the return. Most of them seem like they've been on the beach.
Well, this one is against Traip. Referee says so. We'll talk it over as the wind comes back.
Yeah. Well, Traip will have one more shot here, at least one more series of downs to try to do something here, try to mount any kind of an offense. They've gotten a couple decent-sized plays, that 10-yard pass and the 16-yard run, both by the same player, by the way, Zabrowski. It's been basically all they've had for offense this afternoon. Got to feel bad for the quarterback. He's just got no place to go. And with 3:40 left till halftime from Memorial Field in Kittery, the Rangers take over on their own 28-yard line.
Yep, they walked off 10 on that one, so they're back to the 28. First down. Oh, Sabrowski coming around on that end-around thing. There's nothing there. Excellent recovery by Lavaria, waiting for that to happen. Stood there and nailed a loss of a good 4 yards, and the second down and 14, we'll call it.
Yeah, they were waiting for that one. That seems to be about the only thing that's working for Traip, so you know they're going to call that again.
Yep.
I think the Beach figures they'll have somebody stay right at home just in case that happens, and it's a 4-yard loss now with 3 minutes left to go until halftime. Second down and about 14.
They have a couple boys split wide, but they decide to run it up the middle, and again, there's nothing there. Just nothing there. Coming up with a hit that time was Mike Smith, number 52, first boy in, only a freshman. He is going to have a sensational 4 years by the time he's through, this boy. If he stays healthy, we certainly assume that he will. This freshman is going to be something else in a couple of years.
Rod, Traip right now has -1 yards rushing a football.
Well, that tells you what this defense is doing today. Third down and a bunch. Big rush coming up. The handoff is to one of the deep backs, and there's nothing there again.
Yeah, and I'll give you a clue how things are going. Sabrowski actually has 23-plus yardage. So that kind of tells you what's going on. We're going to get unsportsmanlike on Traip now.
We are. That ball carrier was Burton, number 34, and he's had a hard afternoon. Not that he isn't trying.
No.
There's just no room. And they're going to walk off, well, as many as they have to walk off.
Hey, the officials aren't shy this afternoon about throwing those flags down. They're just, things are flying left and right out here.
They're back down to the 12-yard line?
Yeah, about 11.
Good grief.
Yeah, ball in their own 11. 4th and a ton.
And they're punting out of there. Ball bounces up nicely to Don Dubois. Looks for a couple of blocks. Gets him. Heads down to the sideline. Cuts back up. Will pick up a nice bunch of yards. He's going to get down inside the 25. So the Seagulls go back on offense at about the 24-yard line with 1 minute and 36 seconds. They've got time for another one.
Oh, definitely. Got time to score again. Offensively, I said, you know, the only mistakes they're making, again, and both sides are doing it. A lot of penalties here this early on.
Beals is split wide the bottom of your screen, out of your picture. They're going to throw it. Again, they've tried this before. They tried this short pass to Dubois. It almost sets up like a screen because he gets a couple of offensive linemen rather, that come out with him, and it looks like a screen pass by the time it's put together, but he drops the ball. So second down.
Second down, stops the clock, 1:32 left, 2nd and 10. That's the first incomplete pass for the Beach this afternoon.
Interesting. On a windy day, very interesting. Balance calling signals out of the wishbone. Up the middle, Dubois struggles, gets to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, some inside work there by Donnie, following the line up B, getting the clock moving. The Beach still has plenty of time left. I'm sure they've got a timeout or two to their advantage. 3rd and long, 3rd and 7. Of course, the key thing is now to at least maybe get the first down, or well, they'll be down to a couple more plays.
3rd down and about 7. Passes to Darling, who's standing out there in the flat, and he's going to battle for the first down. He'll come close, maybe a little short, but not by much. He'll be down to the 15 or so, and he'll be about a yard short. So that'll set up a 4th down, I guess.
Yeah, see where they mark it.
Yeah, exactly.
Very close. They're saying inches now with 55 seconds to go. That stops the clock, so 4th and inches, they could get a whole new series of downs here. Ball marked just inside the 15-yard line. Rog, 4 different players have caught the ball this afternoon for the Beach in the first half.
Really?
Using everybody this afternoon.
Yep. Well, let's see who they hand it off to. Maybe Burke. No, Donnie. Donnie will spin down for a good 4-5 and an easy first down, closer to the 10. No doubt about that.
Yeah, ball marked at the 11-yard line now, and they'll move the chains. They can actually still get another first down. It's around the 1-yard line. It's first and 10 with 45 seconds left in the first half.
And the clock is counting down. The pass again to Darling. He's got it, and he is close. But I don't know if he made it. No, I guess not. He's going to be short by a couple. The clock continues to work its way down to 25. The Beach comes up to the line very quickly. This is the second down.
And about the 3-yard line.
Dubois got a hole. Walks in.
3-yard run on the right side, the side that Gittinger is on. That's Jamie and company. Nice blocking on that whole right side of the line, actually.
Yeah, and he got in with 16 seconds left up on the clock. So it's now a 28-0 score, and Beals will attempt the extra point. There's an offside, I believe, against Traip. One of the boys jumped, I think. So I think they're going to try this one again.
Again on Traip Academy offside on the extra point.
Yeah, it's the second time. Well, that first attempt would not have made it, so let's see if Beals can make it on the second try. That one looks good, and it is. So with only 16 seconds left here in the first half, our score, Old Orchard Beach 29 and Traip Academy nothing. We'll be back.
At Soccer Redemption Center, redemption is our only business, so we give you the best service around. At Soccer Redemption, we accept any quantity of returnables. We trust your honest pre-count. You won't stand in long lines. In fact, if you have young children or are disabled, we'll come to your car. And if your organization plans a bottle drive, team up with Soccer Redemption. We'll give you 10% above their value and park our trailer for collection at your location or ours. So if you plan a bottle drive, call Soccer Redemption at 283-8900 today.
Barnum Animal Crackers next to Jurassic Dinosaur Cookies. Gumballs and Mary Jane's next to Nintendo Bubblegum. Penny candy everywhere. Are you in the Twilight Zone? No. You're at the Wayway store, where every day is a step back to 1929. Stop in and visit with Catherine and Peggy for all your everyday grocery needs and then some. And remember, a slower, kinder time. From penny candy to pet locks, dried beans to dolls with homemade outfits, you'll find it at the Wayway store. Step back in time at the Wayway store without leaving today.
First half, probably time for a kickoff of maybe one play. As Scott Darling gets it away, and it's going to be fielded, I guess, downed by Traip, down around their own 34-yard line. And 14 seconds left on the clock, so they'll get a playoff.
And just to show you the 29-0 score, here in the first half, the stats are just as much of a mismatch when we go over them at halftime.
I'll bet.
Very one-sided football game. 14 seconds left, as you said. You know, you're losing 29-0. You just sit on the football here and just go into halftime, or?
I guess you do.
That's what you do.
Quarterback puts 1D down, and they'll let the clock run out. 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's it. So we've completed the first half of play here in Kittery. And our score, Old Orchard Beach 29 and Traip Academy nothing. Andy and I will be back, and Andy will have all the stats right after this pause.
At mailboxes, etc., we offer all the usual postal services you'd expect, like private mailboxes with 24-hour access. But we also offer business support services to help your business grow. And we represent all major package shipping services, whether your package is going around town or around the world. At Mailboxes, etc., we not only offer mailboxes, but so much more. Why not come in today and let us show you?
Atlantis Enterprises has been the professional chefs and restaurant owners' choice in southern Maine for some time. Now Atlantis wants it to be your choice. One visit to their new expanded showroom will convince you that Atlantis is the place for all of your kitchen needs, including in-house design of your kitchen. From a spatula to a professional range, they have discount prices on all major manufacturers like Hobart, Vulcan, Rubbermaid, Duraware, and KitchenAid. And they're conveniently located off Exit 5 on the Main Turnpike. Stop at Atlantis today for a step up to excellence.
When you're ready to consider retirement living, consider the Pines in Ocean Park. This 10-acre campus is located on the edge of nature on Manor Street, just off Temple Avenue in Ocean Park. Because we arrange individual HUD Section 8 subsidies for our residents, rental rates are affordable. Apartments are spacious and convenient, and we offer a variety for programs, activities, and services. The Pines is a community for retirement living, with the emphasis on living.
Well, Andy, we're just about ready for the second half kickoff. I know you've got fascinating statistics.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Real thrilled about that. First of all, Traip Academy, Raj, -1 yards rushing, and they were 1 for 7 in the air for 10 yards, so a total of 9 yards in the first half. The Beach, boy, we haven't seen these stats in a while. These are first half stats, Raj.
Yep.
122 yards on the ground. And there was 7 for 8 in the air. That's the impressive part for 108 yards.
Wow.
230 yards for the Beach, 9 yards for Traip. 71 of those rushing to Du Bois, by the way. And the 3 players caught 2 balls apiece so far in the first half. Du Bois, Beals, and Darling. Round off the scoring real quick. First quarter, Beals, 27-yard pass from Melanson. Beals a kick, 3:20 left in the quarter, 7-0 after 1. Second quarter, we'll start, and then we'll catch the kickoff after. A 17-yard pass, Melanson to Du Bois. 2-point Du Bois to Darling for the 2-point conversion. The first play of the second quarter, 11:56, 15-0. Let's pick this up first here.
Alrighty. Kick is bobbled, picked up by Sobrowski, and everybody finds him. Down around the 15-yard line, and they'll pick it up there.
All right, opening play again. We made it 15-0. Then Burke, a 2-yard run. Beals again the kick at 7:49 to go until half. 22-0 the Beach, and then 3-yard Du Bois run. Beal again the kick. 29-0 with 16 seconds left to go in the first half, and that's where we stand. 29-0 for the Beach.
Yeah.
And my paper is starting to get soaked.
Yeah. Well, it is cold. It is very windy. It's a little wet. The rain hasn't been as bad as predicted, but the wind and the cold has certainly kicked in here this afternoon. A typical miserable November afternoon. As Martin tries to come out of there with something, and
yeah, again, nothing.
No, nothing indeed.
You got to feel bad for him. He's had a tough afternoon. He really hasn't had much place to go. Every time he's turned around, there's been 3 or 4 seagulls on his back.
That must be a terrible thing to have seagulls on your back.
Oh yeah, on your car too, especially. I'd hate to have them on my back, I'll tell you.
I'm sorry, folks, but we don't have fun now. This is it.
This is it. We don't get to do this for another, what, 10 months?
That's about right. Second down in about 13. And the ball carrier is slaughtered. Number 45, once again, Brian Scott. Gates nothing. So it'll be third and about 12. I love football.
You just like the rides up.
I love the rides up and the rides back. It's the greatest part.
You're going to love this ride back for sure.
Yep. I can't wait to get in the car. It's going to be warm. Oh, man. Third down and 12. Big rush coming up on Martin. He gets it away. Intercepted. Yes. Yes. And that's Courtwell. Nice play. Justin coming up hard. And getting in front of the ball. Beautifully done. As he goes down, hangs onto it, and the Seagulls have a first down at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, the Gettinger brothers again, and plus one or two more of the Orchard Beach Seagulls that time. Again, Flat and Martin. He's taking a beating back there this afternoon.
He is. Poor kid. I feel sorry for him. We really do. Melanson is calling signals. He's had a wonderful afternoon and drops back now. Has a little time. Finds DuBois, and Don can't hang on to it. That would have been reception number 8.
Yes, it would have.
Completion, rather, number 8.
Yep. Almost a nice one-handed catch, too. Kind of turning his body and going the opposite way of the football. Tough play to come back to make, especially on a day like today where the football's going to be getting a little bit slippery out there. Second down and 10. The Beach threatening deep in the Traip Academy end. It's actually the first turnover I think they've had.
Cordwell bounces through for a couple. And we're going to have a third and long. Third and about 8.
Yeah, Cordwell for a couple yards. Just to round off the 25 yards for Burks, 15 for Darling, 4 for Cordwell, and 7 for Willett in the first half. So the Beach mixed it up real nicely in that first half. Third and 8. 9:55 left to go in quarter number 3.
And a couple of fakes. Melanson throws, so Burke can't quite come back for that one. Falling down, it bounced off his chest on the ground and couldn't hang on, obviously. So it's a fourth down and long, so look for another, I assume, another pass here from Melanson, or maybe even Don DuBois, obviously. Don is back there. Former quarterback.
Yeah, definitely in the red zone now. 4th and 8 inside the 20. You've got to go for it here.
And Melanson is rushed. Nice completion by DuBois as he tries to get the first down. I think he's going to be short. Goes out of bounds, but didn't quite get there, I don't believe.
No, might be a little bit close.
Yeah, miss it by a couple of yards. He gets down to maybe the 13, I think. And it'll be a couple of yards short. So Traip Academy is held here, and they will take over.
Yeah, you know, and you feel the coaches in the locker rooms, Raj. You know, I think you're focusing on two different speeches. You know, if you're Traip, you're playing for pride here in the second half. You're trying to build on the second half for next year.
Sure.
And if you're the Beach, you're telling the seniors and the rest of the team that, you know, this is the best input game that we've had. Now let's catch this play.
Incomplete pass, intended for Burton. 2nd and 10.
And this is a shot, really, basically a shutout for the seniors.
Yeah, it is, and everybody's, if you're a Seagull here, you've got to feel very good about the way things are working out for you.
Getting to the point where my stat sheet is soaked. My pen won't even go into it anymore.
Oh, well.
It's incredible.
Second down, they've got boys split all over the place here, and their young lady pass receiver. In fact, I thought it was intended for her. It was not. Intended for Burton, and came up short. Number 24, Amanda McNally, had gone deep, but they went with the short receiver, and we've got a third down.
Yeah, it stops the clock with 9:23 left in quarter number 3. Third and long again. Backs to the wall like that with the rush that the Beach has been putting on them, too. You got to figure Mr. Martin might not be that excited about throwing the football here. And now we're going to get a timeout for Traip Academy.
What do all of these products add up to? The United States Census Bureau says approximately 58 million Americans are obese, and obesity is a contributing risk factor for 4 of the 7 leading causes of death, including heart disease, high blood pressure, stroke, diabetes, and some causes of cancer. So there is a conclusive link between diet and leading causes of death. Now, what's the real cost? At Medical Weight Management, we take weight loss and lifestyle change seriously.
When it comes to friends, family, and business associates, there's really one place to stay. Exit 5 Motel and Cottages. Conveniently located off the Turnpike and open year-round, Exit 5 offers an indoor heated pool and spa with quality motel rooms, including 2 special anniversary suites with fireplaces and jacuzzi tubs. Modern spacious cottages and kitchenettes are also available on the beautifully landscaped grounds. For your next anniversary, wedding, or business function, be sure to call Exit 5 first.
So we're looking at a third down and 10. Traip is deep in their own territory, trying to get out of there. Going to try to throw again. Blanchard is back there, and no, man, we may have. What do we got? We got a fumble.
Well, I don't know. I think they're going to say he spotted the ball at about the 1. It's first down. Oh, they're going to say he fumbled.
They say he fumbled, and it's going to be the Seagulls' ball at about the 1. About the 1 foot line. Man.
Well, I saw him try to avoid the safety and stretch the ball out to the 1. I thought maybe he had put the ball down, but they said that the ball came out before he actually had hit the ground.
Ryan Martin has had one hard day this afternoon, and that was just another way of proving it, as they just clobbered him again. Fumbles the ball. Seagulls have it. They're a yard away from another score. Malance is going to throw, and it's...
Oh, nice play.
Hey, yeah.
Brian Scott, 45, made a beautiful knockdown of that pass.
Intended for Cordwell and knocked away, so it's now second down. And
well, hopefully they didn't watch that Monday night Patriot game where they threw 3 or 4 times from the 1.
Yeah, how about that?
That was some of the worst play calling I've ever seen in my life. I could have called a better game than that.
It's true.
That was terrible from the 1-yard line, throwing the ball that many times.
When you've got that kind of running attack and you decide you're going to throw 3 times. Weird. Second down. Well, that's John Gettinger with the ball.
Oh, a senior.
Yeah. They gave John the ball.
Kurt's going to try to get all the captains in there this afternoon.
Yeah. But John didn't get in.
Well, they still got 2 more shots at it, though.
Sure. Melanson goes back and gets the play. They want everybody in on this one.
Well, they want all the senior captains scoring maybe today. They've already had 2 of them. Darling and DuBois have already scored this afternoon.
And John is staying in there as the up back in this formation. He gets it again, and now he's in. John Gettinger, a lineman, gets in for the touchdown.
And, a touchdown he'll never forget.
That's right, and his teammates just rally around him.
Well, John's really had a good season, Raj. He's definitely a force in that line. He doesn't get a lot of the recognition some of the other kids does sometime, you know, out in the press or whatever, everywhere else. And
he comes off the field now, and everybody greets him on the other side. Beals will go for the extra point kick. He's been pretty successful this afternoon. Donnie holds it. Beals puts it up, and it is, I guess, a little...
Good.
Yes, it is good. I didn't know if it got over the crossbar, but it did. So with, what do we got? 8:58 remaining in the third quarter. The Seagulls now are up 36-0 over Traip Academy. We'll be back.
On the rim and out the door. That's what you'll find at Fritz's on Route 1 in Arundel, your new and used tire headquarters. Fritz's now has 2 lifts, 3 bays, and 2 full-time mechanics, along with a newly remodeled waiting room. With any purchase of a new tire, they are still offering a free mounting and balancing, plus a free valve stem. Fritz's has been serving the area for 25 years, and when you purchase a tire at Fritz's, you'll understand what they mean when they say, on the rim and out the door.
All set for the kickoff as Scott Darling waits for the whistle and says, let's go get him, kids. Kicks away. Fielded by Sobrowski, trying to come out of there, looking for something, and not much. Beals, Jamie Gettinger, and Stevens, I believe, all getting down there on him. That was Garrett Stevens, number 32.
Yeah, so the Traip offense starts off trailing this thing now 36-0 in quarter number 3 at home. 8:46 left to go in the third quarter. And from this offense standpoint, they're They are now minus yards of total offense for the minus 5 yards for the afternoon thus far.
Wow.
They've lost 14 yards here in this third quarter.
Wow.
Been a tough Old Orchard Beach defense this afternoon.
McNally is split wide for Traip. The handoff comes back. Fumble. I think Traip recovers, however. They do.
Yeah, they'll actually pick up one of their better gains here.
Yeah, they get about 3 yards on the fumble, so it's second down and 7. You know, I was watching it last time out that they had. Traip Academy has this little kid. I mean, he's a little kid who runs in the water bottles, you know, in the little water bottle area. Well, it took him almost the entire time out to run from the bench out to the team. By the time he got there, it was time to run back, and he just turned around and ran back. I don't think anybody got to touch a water bottle.
Well, maybe if we send him for a hot dog, he'll be back in 2 years from now when we come back to do the game.
At Booth Bay.
No, those aren't ready.
Oh, that's right. That's
still not ready.
Second down, there's all kinds of movement, and I think it'll go against Traip. I think an offensive lineman jumped after the Beach made all this stunting. Oh, well, maybe.
Well, they're talking about it.
Yeah. Big discussion. Oh, they're going to walk it off against Old Orchard. So, 5-yard offside.
We should bring up second down and 3 now.
Yeah, the ball sits around the 35-yard line.
Have an awful lot of flags, though, this afternoon. More than we've seen in a while.
That's the truth. Clock is running down under 7.5 minutes left here in this third quarter. And it doesn't get any warmer.
No.
And the wind dies down every now and then, but right now it isn't bad, but it'll pick up again, I'm sure. Mr. Martin is at quarterback. Expecting the rush. Here it comes.
That's a first down.
Yep. They just pushed him. His fullback, Brian Scott, just pushed him forward so that he fell forward for the first down.
Whatever it takes.
There haven't been too many first downs this afternoon.
No, there hasn't. They still have the 4th down marker down, but now they're putting it down to first.
There you go.
First and 10 for Traip on their own 39-yard line. 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go from Memorial Field in Kittery, with the winless Traip Rangers trail this thing 36-0. The Seagulls have been all Old Orchard Beach. 7 points in the first quarter, a big second quarter, 22, and so far 7 here in the third.
Two players split wide as quarterback call signals on the first down. Drops back, rushed, hit, and the ball is underthrown again. Scott Darling just cleaning up on Martin. And that young man is getting up slowly. He has had a long, tough afternoon.
Let me tell you something. I'm looking at some of the formations out there, and if I would Traip right around this time of the game, I'd seriously think about throwing the ball to McNally down here, because they're not paying much attention to her when she comes out.
It's true, and they haven't thrown to her today. She goes in with the play, and let's see, very often I find over the years that the player that comes off the bench with the play usually has his or her number in this case.
You know, you got Dubois and Stevens split out here, but they're not really even...
No, they're not looking at her at all. You're right. Don Dubois just cast a glance in her direction, but she's 15, 20 yards away from him.
Yeah, it's going to be a timeout, Roger, with 6:15 left now in quarter number 3. With the Beach leads, the Traip Rangers, 36-0.
You see that little kid there? He got out there early, quicker this time because the team is closer to the bench. But when they were down around the 10-yard line, boy, it took him a long time to get out there. He's just a little guy. Well, I suppose we should take a break. We'll be back.
Bob's Exxon and Mini Mart, conveniently located on Elm Street in Saco, is also a state liquor agency. Bob's has a large variety of your favorite brands of beer, wine, and liquor. Whether you're planning a last-minute party, get-together, or just a quiet, relaxing evening at home, Bob's has just about everything you'll need. Sandwiches, snacks, soda, chips, and your favorite alcoholic beverage. Stop at Bob's today and get your get-together together. Bob's Exxon and Mini Mart, there for you.
It's second down and 10 as we resume here.
Well, now after that timeout, I noticed the Beach made an adjustment, too. They put Stevens right on McNally
Right on
now.
her. That's right. She's being covered out of your sight, folks, but she is being covered.
Oh, it's going to be a fumble. Traip says they have it.
Yeah.
And they may.
Although Don Dubois hands the ball to the officials, but I guess they've got it. So it'll be 3rd down and a loss of a couple. 3rd and 12, we'll say. Ball sits at about the 37-yard line of Traip Academy.
Yeah, 3rd and a long way to go here. We're under 6 minutes to go. You know, this is one of the fields, every time we come up here, Raj, I think, you know, there's not a lot of schools that have the same type deal where the team is not even close, the field's not even close to the school.
Right.
I know Biddeford at Waterhouse is the same situation.
That's right.
This school is across town.
Well, there's a first efficient run of the afternoon by Brian Scott.
Yeah,
He
nice
gets
run.
out. Yeah, nice run. Gets out to the 40-yard line, the Seagull 40-yard line. And that's probably the best run from scrimmage we've seen today.
Well, it's 22 yards for Scott.
Yep.
Nice run that time. Prior to that, Raj, I think they're somewhere still in the in the minus category for yardage.
Well, that probably puts him back into the positive side, but not by much. But anyway, Scott picks up some yards, and we've got a 1st down. Looking for Sobrowski, breaking on the outside, incomplete.
Right.
And McNally was out there with him a little deeper downfield. But that was not going to be caught, so it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, 2nd and 10, and what it does, again, it stops the clock at 5:07 left to go in quarter number 3. If you're familiar with Kittery, what you do is you go towards the Navy Yard as you head into that circle, and the school is kind of located somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
This is kind of the first sharp right off of that spur to get to this field. Pretty tough place to find, actually, if you don't know where you're going. Oh, fumble now.
And Martin, they just bounced back up to Martin, so he comes up with it, and it'll be a 3rd down and 10. You know, you're talking about Waterhouse Field and being away from Biddeford High. Right next to it, of course, in the old days was St. Louis High Field.
Exactly.
And St. Louis High School was a long way from that field, too. But in those days, of course, the schools were built in the inner part of the city, so that most kids walked. You didn't have buses, so they had to be able to walk to school. And the fields, well, the fields had to be out where the fields were. That was outside of the city, really. But that's the way a lot of these setups remain in some of these communities. I'm sure Traip here, Kittery, is pretty much the same idea.
Now we got a lineman that moved. The Beach is showing a lot of jumping around, you know, on defense to try to draw the Traip Academy lineman, and for the most part, it's worked.
It'll be a 3rd down and 15 now. I was thinking again, even in terms of gymnasiums, the gyms weren't connected to the high schools. I was a graduate of St. Louis High, and their gym, if you wanted to call it that, was what is now the St. Joseph's Parish Hall.
Exactly.
And you had to leave the school physically, walk from the school down to the parish hall to go to the gym.
Those were the good days, though. The good old days.
Don't start now. Scott is tackled and dropped by Burt.
Everybody had to jump on the horse and meet.
and you walked to school. It was 5 miles to walk to school, and it was snowing, and it was uphill both ways.
Of course, you tell your kids it's about 7 or 8 miles. The stories get stretched as the generations go.
That's right.
When your grandfather tells you it's about 13 miles to get to school. All right, well, anyways, we got a 4th down and about 13 to go.
That's right.
And Traip shows that they're going to punt, I think, from here.
Oh, I forgot. We are doing a football game. I forgot all about it. Martin throws it to anybody. Dubois says thank you. And he will get it back out to the 45.
That's interception number 2 for the Beach.
Carl! Mr. Fitzgerald! Carl! Can you hold this ladder for me?
It's first down for the Beach at their own 45 on the interception.
Yeah, 2:57 and clock running now. Left in quarter number 3 still. That's the second interception now thrown. I thought it was going to punt formation. It was more like a shotgun.
Yep. Their version of the shotgun.
And now we get another fumble, and this time it looks like it's Traip's.
Yeah, the official's already pointing in that direction, so Traip comes back up with the ball.
That's 2 fumbles now for the Beach that's lost. So each team has a couple turnovers, but again, at this point of the time, it hasn't affected the Beach too much. Up 36-0. Clock stopped at 2:40 to go. Change of possessions there.
Talking again about Waterhouse Field, not that I want to belabor the point, but you know, last night was Halloween, and I had the great good fortune, lots of fun of doing the state championship band show from Waterhouse, and we did it with TCI. Had a lot of fun, and we're out there for about almost 6 hours doing the band show. Short gain out to about the where are we?
43.
Yep.
Yeah, 43-yard line. It's going to bring up a second down in about 7. Again, the clock moving. Now we're under about 2 minutes left to go in quarter number 3. It seems like it's kind of been a long afternoon here. With the weather and the flags and everything else. A lot of scoring for the Beach. This is their biggest offensive output of the season.
By far.
At 36.
We've got 2nd and 7 as Martin calls signals one more time. And he hands off. No, it's the option, and he's dragged down from behind. Evan Hinkle comes up from behind and drags down Martin for a loss. Back to just about the original line of scrimmage, and it'll be a 3rd and 10. Again, for the band fans, the Beach won for another championship year. I think it's their 8th or 9th. I lose track. They've won a lot of them. They were easy winners in their division. And the big surprise of the night, the monster match between Westbrook and Biddeford High. And Biddeford High defeats Westbrook for the first time that anybody can remember. Westbrook loses a championship show in their division. So Biddeford fans very, very happy. We've got a potential championship football team and a band as well. And Martin is dragged down by Ryan Willett. Everybody got a hand on him.
Scott Darling had actually broke through the line and had slowed him up a little bit by the shirt. And by the time Martin got away, everybody else was there to clean up. And it's going to bring up 4th and 10, and this time you got to figure punt situation. And you mentioned, Roger, that band show, the big point of margin is like a 1/10 of a point.
Yeah, it was so close. We even thought, I did the show with Terry White. Terry White's a band director, well known in the area for many years. We got a timeout, so let me talk a little bit about this. Terry White was a band director at Biddeford High, at Westbrook High, South Portland. He's currently the band director at Bonnie Eagle High School, but they're not a competitive marching band. So anyway, Terry and I did the show together and been friends for many years. And we predicted that it would be there was even the potential of a tie because there were 14 judges judging this contest, and their scores all have to be added up and then subdivided. And I mean, it just gets very complicated. But it was going to be that close. And when the two bands finished their shows, we looked at each other. We were trying to predict who was going to win and so forth. And Terry basically said, I'm going to vote this one with my head rather than my heart. And I think Westbrook wins it by the slightest margin. And I had to agree. So we both picked Westbrook by just the slightest margin. We were both wrong, which is okay, but and Biddeford did win by 1/10 of a point. Outstanding night and a lot of fun. Now back to the game. It's a 4th down and trailing 36-0. They're going to go for it. There's the shotgun, and the quarterback is just destroyed once again. Derek Blanchard comes in on Martin. Scott Darling helps him up. And that poor kid is taking a beating
taking
today.
a pounding out there. He actually had Sobrowski and McNally crossing right around the 30-yard line. The ball just kind of went in between them. Another couple of yards either way, and that's a complete pass. We're both kind of open. But anyways, 15 seconds to go now in the 3rd quarter. The ball changes possession again. This time the Beach, who fumbled last time they had the football, will take over on their own about 46-yard line, 47 maybe.
Melanson calls signals, looks for somebody to hand off. That was a busted play, and Scott will take his lumps. He'll pick up about 3 or 4 yards. He looked one way, and the fullback was going the other way. So it'll be second down in about 7, maybe 6. As the wind picks up again here today, we again apologize for all the noise that I'm sure you're picking up on our microphones, but the wind is just whipping across us here. We are in an open space. We're not actually in a booth. We're under a roof, but there are no walls around us, and the wind is just doing a job on us.
And that's the end of the third quarter, by the way.
You got it. We've completed 3 quarters, and our score, Old Orchard Beach 36 and Traip Academy nothing. We'll be back.
Ready to celebrate? Head to Party Castles, where you'll find delightful party supplies for every event. Party Castles is a great new store at 471 Elm Street, Biddeford, just a few doors from their former location. Party Castles has new extended hours because the staff at Party Castles knows any time can be party time. Remember, weddings are a specialty at Party Castles, with an incredible inventory of beautiful supplies and a variety of services to help you create the perfect wedding. Any important day will be more special after a visit to Party Castles.
It's quarter number 4 as the Seagulls have the ball at about the 50-yard line on a second and about 7. And Ken Burke gets the first down, busting through for a nice 10-yard effort down to the Traip Academy 40-yard line.
Yeah, Kenny Burke, who had 25 yards. That's in the first half.
Yep.
Up for another 10-yard pickup here for the first down. Ball sits on the 40-yard line of Traip Academy. Opening play of quarter number 4. This will be the final game for a lot of these seniors here.
Oh, Cordwell caught this time.
Yeah, nice play. Good defensive play.
Losses of about 5. One of the better defensive plays of the afternoon, really, for Traip.
Well, it's the biggest loss for the Beach. They've had 2 runs of -2 yards.
Okay.
And that's now a -5, so that has to be the top defensive play for Traip.
Yep.
At second down and 15 now, the ball at the Traip Academy 45-yard line. 11 minutes left in the football game.
Pitch out is to Dubois. Gets him blocked. Nicely set up by Cordwell, and the flag flies. The gain was good for a 7 or 8, but I don't know. It may be coming back. We'll see.
Yeah, they'll talk about it here. I think it is.
Yeah. It's going to be against the Beach as they discuss it with the captain, Burton, for Traip Academy, giving him his options, and we're going to walk off.
And it's another big one. Seen a lot of the big penalties on the Beach there this afternoon.
He walked off 14 yards.
Yeah, well, it makes up for the 16-yarder. If you take the average, it's 15 now.
I counted the steps. See, 14 steps. Okay. So it'll be second down and about 22.
Yeah, well, in the fourth quarter, it's 14 yards.
I see how it works now. Good. Oh, man. Handoff inside. And a nice run. Didn't look like it was going to get in.
That might be Burke again.
It is Burke, and he'll pick up a good 7 or 8 on that play. Call it 8-yard gain and make it a third down and 14.
Yeah, third and 14. Again, fourth quarter action from Memorial Field in Kittery. It's all Old Orchard Beach. 36-0 at the moment. And as you mentioned, third and 14. We have 10 minutes and 15 seconds left in this one.
Burke again, but this time everybody's waiting for the handoff. Fooled no one. And that'll be a fourth down with a loss on that play of a couple.
Lost a couple yards that time. Fourth and about 16 now, as we'll see what the Beach does. Still punt formation up 36-0. I think now at this point they'd like to preserve the shutout and go out the end of season like that.
Exactly.
And we're going to get a timeout, I think, on Old Orchard Beach with 9:39 left in the football game from Memorial Field in Kittery. It's the Old Orchard Beach Seagulls 36 and the Traip Academy Rangers 0.
Main Glass is the first place you should call when you're looking for expert auto glass and sunroof installations. Our trained professionals are NGA certified technicians, equipped with the latest tools to do the job right for you. Our customer service staff can handle your insurance claim, arrange a time convenient to your schedule, for local pickup and delivery of your vehicle if needed. And in most cases, we can do the work the same day that you call. At Main Glass, when we say we do it right for you, we mean it. Right for you.
Okay, we are ready to roll here with 9:39 left in this football game. 4th down, and we're looking at a punt.
We're going to have movement on the beach, I think, Raj.
Yep, I think Melanson is the boy that jumped over here on this side, and I think we'll walk off 5 when we do. You know, I'm watching the Seagull cheerleaders are standing on the other side of the field, which is the beach side in a sense, but their fans, the fan bleachers are over on this side of the field. And all the Old Orchard Beach folks are seated down below us to our left, while the Traip fans are basically standing up, and a few of them are sitting over on our right. So the cheerleaders are cheering to their fans who are across the field.
So they're a good 65 or 70 yards away, too.
Yeah, that's a little different.
Tough thing to do. Oh, fumble!
Fumble!
And the beach gets it.
Melanson falls on it. I did a little bit of my impression there.
Keith Jackson.
Keith Jackson impression.
Sounds a little bit like that guy who does all the soccer games, too. When they score a goal, they kind of go about 4 minutes long there. Stretches the word out goal.
That's right.
Come back from a commercial, and he's still on the L part.
Yeah. If I had my yellow jacket, I'd really show you a Keith Jackson. Remember, you always wore those yellow jackets? First
holy cow!
The ball is at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, 9 minutes left in this one. And the ball's getting slippery.
It is. Melanson had a hard time handing that off to Burke, but Burke falls forward for about 4, maybe 5.
Yeah, 4-yard pickup by Burke. I finally found what it feels like to have paper disintegrate right in your hands, by the way.
It's 2nd down and 6.
The Traip stat sheet is about 90% gone.
Uh-huh. Well, there wasn't much to write.
No, it's only I only wrote on about 2% of it anyway.
Yeah, I almost fell down. Cornwell runs forward for about 3 or 4, and then the flags are all over the place.
Don't fall yet. We need a ride home.
See how important I am. Don't fall down. We need a ride home. Man,
Plus, you got to hold the ladder when you get down.
That's true.
8:27 left. The clock stopped, and flags on the beach, I believe.
Yep.
Oh, it's fun to win.
It is, isn't it? So the ball is spotted at the 22, I guess, 23.
Yeah, 23-yard line. 23 if you look at the field, 22 if you look at the downs marker.
Right, exactly. So it's 2nd down and 6. Cordwell, he's got a roam, he's got a nice hole, and bulls his way down to the 10-yard line for the 1st down. It'll be 1st and maybe goal just inside, right?
Yeah.
I think they're just inside the 10, so they've got 4 downs from that spot.
4 downs and plenty of time. 8:14 left, and the clock. They tell the clock to start moving, but nobody, I guess, is listening. There we go.
There we go. Out of the wishbone, coming the other way is Cordwell, but this time Burton finds him right at the 10 for no gain.
Good misdirection handoff, and Burton was right there that time to maybe lose about a foot or so. 2nd down and goal from there at the 10-yard line. Again, final game, final quarter for a lot of these seniors on both sides. Neither team is going into a playoff situation, ending their high school career here at Memorial Field. Fumble. And Traip Academy, Raj, comes up with it.
Academy has it. Fumble is recovered at about the 12, 13-yard line.
On any other day, this would cost the team, 3 turnovers like that, 3 fumbles. Two of them deep in there as they were going to score in the opponent's end. But with the score 36-0 now, it's just, basically academic from here. 7:32 left, and the Traip Academy takes over on their own, somewhere around 11 or 12 yard line.
Some of those kids have got to be cold, Andy. I'm looking at, bare arms out there and everything else. Man, oh, man.
Yeah.
Of course, we're just standing still or sitting, and maybe we're much colder. Anyway, first down for Traip. They try to get away from their goal line.
Well, they get about 2 or 3 yards on it.
Yep. Sabrowski, for 82, coming out with the ball. Gets over the 15 to about the 16-yard line. The wind is really whipping up here now, and again, I'm sure that our mics are picking it all up. Not much we can do about it,
no.
Unfortunately.
Third down, and we're going to call it about 7.
Scott hit by Jamie Gittinger and friends. Tom Veer in there playing right now, number 73. He's been playing, in fact, most of the afternoon. He was injured last week. Looked like it'd been a knee, but talking to his dad, he says, no, it's some muscles above the knee, up in the thigh. Maybe, they're not sure, there may be a small tear, but they'll look at it again later. And anyway, the doctor said he was clear to play, and he is playing. A third down now and about 4, I guess, 5. Martin wants to throw, does throw right into the hands, really, of John Gittinger, who dropped it. I think John was just more surprised than anything else.
Yeah, he was just kind of turning around from his block.
Yeah.
And
there it was.
It was a present for him.
So we've got a 4th down and 5.
Yeah, and they're deep in Old Orchard, their own end. They're going to kick this thing away with 5:54 left now in the football game. Ball in their own 17. They aren't going to chance nothing here.
And the kick's away. They've
Pretty good kick.
Blasting these things out all afternoon. Their punter has been effective. Don picks it up, looks for some blocking, gets a couple, finds the sidelines, and is driven out of bounds. Or not actually, he's just driven down, period. But Don will get it out to around the 40-yard line. And Old Orchard will be back on the offense with 5:47 left to play this afternoon as the clock just